Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Opening Night Trivia. And it is the impromptu second match, the title match now. The rematch will happen circa now. David García will attempt to make the second defense of his title that I don't believe he knew about against Joe Farrelly.
Who I don't know he knew about.
Who is cashing in his open mic winning performance opportunity. Joe won the open mic event, and as thus he wants a title match, and today he has cashed in. This will be David's second title defense of the day. If you'll notice, he is still wearing the other shirt. He's not like a slob. I mean, he is a slob, but you can't. I mean, it doesn't. Oh. With me today is Caleb Coho, who was very gracious enough to step in on short notice. How are you, Mr. Coho?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to see how this goes. David versus Joe. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, totes. These two have played each other before. The last time, David got the better of Joe because he tricked him. He said, "What if we left Wizarding World to the 5-pointers?" And Joe was like, "All right, huge mistake.
A little bit.
Don't do that again unless you want to. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, David would probably like it.
It'd be really cool. I mean, those aren't the categories today, but we'll see what happens. Promos.
Despite what I said in the last match, this actually isn't personal. I was totally fine with the way the pitches were running, but something else has happened in the build-up. Within next week, I will be defending the Fandom Singles title, recording it. And there's something I've been wanting to happen for a while now, because here is my list. This is what I have. This is what I don't have. I want them all at the same time. I've been saying it for a while now, and even if it's just for a few days, I want them all at the same time. So this is what I'm going for. I've had them all, just not all at the same time. David was the deserved winner the last time we played, despite what they say about the way we spoke. We're friends. We decided what we wanted to do. I shouldn't have missed that 5-pointer. I knew the answer, but I taught myself out of giving the right answer. That was down, and then that was the mistake I made. David is a hell of a player, but can he go? Well, I'm hoping to say, can he go 9 rounds? But we don't know what's going to happen. I'm doing this purely for my own pride, to be honest, to have all 7 of the things I'm playing for at the same time. David, good luck to you. But I really want this.
So today is my day of stealing bits from the other competitors. Here is my list. And this is true. I had a to-do list for this season. Defend my Untitled title. Done. Defend my fandom title, which I had to do. And I want to get to the second round of a tournament, which I'm hoping to do in the fandom singles tournament, because I'm not hoping to be in the fandom teams tournament. Now, if I don't do this and I lose today, I will be in the Untitled Geek singles tournament. So if I lose this, which I already have defended this, I will be able to play to try and do this. So technically, I could lose today and my list will still be as it is now. But I really do want to play Joe, and I really do want to win, and I really do want to keep being the only undefeated champion on Untitled. So yeah, because last time everybody knows what happened by now, how we talked about it. Today we haven't told because Joe didn't tell me he was going to challenge me. So yeah, today is going to be completely strategy. So yeah, let's hope I can carry the momentum of knocking somebody out in the last title defense. So I'm just hyped. Let's do it.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, great.
Theft. A bit theft is a crime that we take very seriously here. I know I say that as someone that's sitting in a blazer, but come on, be original, y'all. Partners. You know, when I played my partner, we shit talk each other for a while.
I thought you were going to do the bet that Spence would do in this moment, where it's partners, teammates, lovers.
No, what did I just say about bits? It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
Yeah, great. David v. Joe. We're gonna settle the score finally. Who is honestly the proudest I've ever heard David be is when he said, "Bro, I've got a great line for a promo." And I was like, okay. He said, we're gonna find out who the Wookiee is and who was a mistake. And I was like, that's so stupid. You have to use it. You have to use it. And
Using that would be a Wookiee mistake.
he did it, and he was so proud, and nobody laughed. All right, let's do this. Introducing first, he is the challenger. He is the former ONTL singles geek champion. He is the current reigning fandom singles and teams champion, and he is the current ONTL geek teams champion with a record of 5-2 with 2 knockouts. It's Joe Farrelly.
I laughed at the Wookiee mistake joke, but
And his opponent, he is the defending champion, the reigning and defending champion, with a record of 3 wins, no defeats, with 1 win by way of knockout. Current reigning fandom teams champion, as well as the current reigning and defending ONTL singles geek champion, David García. No, we're just gonna switch you two. All right. Round 1 is gonna work like thusly. 10 questions, 10 categories of what we here have determined to be geek. 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer. Will then be asked by name to flip the boards. Please say it aloud, because my mother is hard of hearing. She hates that joke. So if you get all 10 questions right, that'd be really cool. I'll do a dab right here, live and in living color. And it will ask a bonus question worth 1 point, which would be dope, I think. Any questions?
Nope.
Cool. 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the duration of the whole entire game. Your first question will be delivered to you by hair dye enthusiast Caleb Coho.
Absolutely. Your first question comes
Give
in the
me
category
odds.
Sci-Fi Killers. Which sci-fi killers film features a main character named Dallas Howard? Minus the Bryce. I'll be here all week.
If you like that joke, then you will love Picture This. Sorry.
Every Sunday with
every
with these
Sunday.
2 chuckle fucks.
And more. Yeah, it's not just us 2, it's more.
Well, let's be honest. People are watching for us too, and the rest of them are just there.
Yeah. Do we kill each other this week? Maybe.
Maybe. I'm about 15 minutes
5,
into the Broadway Melody.
4,
We'll see.
I'm so sorry. 2, 1. Pens are down. We will start with David.
I don't know their last names. Is it Alien versus Predator Requiem? Requiem.
And go to Joe.
Yeah.
Aliens v Predator.
Yep.
The correct answer is Aliens versus Predator Requiem. Joe will take the 1 point lead.
I was like, what? Oh, yeah.
Yep. Your second question will come from the category of Marvel. In Fantastic Four, this is the 2005 version. 2005.
Okay.
Fantastic Four. What kind of vehicle does the team prevent from falling off the bridge when they reveal their powers for the first time?
I think we should just make it an official rule that within geek fandom everything, when we were talking about Fantastic Four, we mean 2005, and we called the 2051 Fant Four Stick forever. Where we always we call that one Fant Four Stick because that's what the marketing team decided to call it, and they have to live with that guilt of making that movie and calling it that for the rest of their lives. I will never let them live down that the poster says Fant Four Stick.
ONTL agrees. I'm just gonna say it. 5,
Done.
4,
Fant Four Stick.
3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We go to Joe.
I'll factor into the next match I write. Fire engine.
And David.
Fire truck.
We will accept both fire engine and fire truck.
What the fuck is that?
Fire engine, I think, is the British term. Here's third question in the category of the MCU. How many MCU films feature the incomparable Clark Gregg as Phil Coulson?
Do you know I've had to look up several terms to see like what is the British version of this, or if in fact Joe is just fucking with us, and when he says we don't call it that, we call it this.
I'm so happy that I only I mean this in all happiness that I only had to show run 1 season of Joe as a competitor,
Yeah.
Before he got fully in, because I would have done the exact same thing and been driven up the wall and be like, okay, is that the British one? Is that the correct one? Am I right?
2, 1. Pens are down. No repeats. We will go to David.
Again, 5.
And we will go to Joe.
5.
5 is correct.
The amount of dollars spent on a foot long at Subway is correct.
I say 5 this time.
4th question. Who is bothering me? Okay. Your 4th question will come from the category of DC. In Road to Perdition, at what type of establishment do Harlan Maguire and Michael Sullivan first encounter each other?
Stop calling me. That's what I do whenever someone that I don't want to call me calls me. I answer. I say, "Stop calling me," and then hang up.
Well, like
just make them so off put by the fact that they just called someone.
As you know, I mute all my group chats.
Mhm.
But if someone adds you, it still shows up.
Yeah.
So like, this is how Spence decides to reach me about playing different people in Geek, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe 5, 4.
I just think
3,
it's good that you have all of your group
2,
chats muted.
1. I don't like them. Pens
I
down.
like it.
We go to Joe.
See, I put my do not disturb on, which is mostly when people in this community message when I'm asleep. It's a diner.
David.
Diner. Even I message him with his sleep.
Time
Diner is
zones.
correct.
Your next question comes in the category of mixed bag. In Chronicle, how is Andrew, Michael B. Jordan's character, killed? Great film. Speaking of fantastic.
Honestly, when I watch it, I will have more jokes about it.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, can't say much about the person behind the movie, but you can't. I mean,
You can't really say much about either of them. To be honest.
I won't actually. If you think about it, we're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We go to David
When in doubt, you say shot.
and Joe.
Struck by lightning.
Struck by lightning is correct. Joe will take a 2-point lead.
Snap right out the air.
As we get on to quotes. Which Star Wars film begins with a character saying, "This will begin to make things right"? It'd be awesome if both of them missed.
Pretty great.
Let's do it.
Pretty quick
Yo.
for me. Probably actually quite,
Yeah, right.
be quite hysterical.
No,
Who would ever miss questions in their like primary thing that they're like known for liking? Who would do that?
3,
Check out this
2,
week's Warzone match.
1. Pens are down. We go to Joe.
The Force Awakens.
We go to David.
The Force Awakens.
Both are correct.
You panicked me with quotes. You reeled me back in with Star Wars.
I know. It was like, maybe.
And now I panic you again with the Wizarding. I'm kidding. Wizarding World. In Deathly Hallows Part 1, according to Bill, which member of the Order disapparated after seeing Voldemort during the Sky Battle?
The one power that I would want is to just leave whenever I wanted to. Because it's considered kind of a dick move to leave a conversation when
You just don't want to ask why.
yeah, you just anyway, bye. I'm just saying it'd be really helpful for me personally. 5,
There's a lot of
4,
magic in the Wizarding World I'd
3,
like to have.
2, 1. Pens are down. To David
Mandangas.
and Joe.
Mandunga's fracture.
That's good.
Both correct.
Both good. Yeah.
Star Trek. Who plays Dr. Gillian Taylor in Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home?
Spence is crazy for hating this one. I'll say that.
You could have just stopped it crazy, honestly.
I could have really, but
Nobody would have been like, hey.
I get that people who are like, oh, this isn't the best one, but it's not the best one, but it's fun. I like this one a lot. I don't know.
It exists, and I don't hate it. That is what I will say. Oh no, we're gonna go in 5,
Hang between
4, 3, 2, 1. No repeats. Pens are down. We will start with did I ask this question?
Yep.
I guess technically I did. Joe?
Catherine Hicks.
David.
Yeah. No.
All right. Catherine Hicks is correct.
All right.
Joe now takes a 3-point lead.
Then your penultimate question comes in the category of the DCEU. In Aquaman, Arthur saves a young girl in Sicily from being crushed by what kind of object during his fight with Black Manta? Can you believe that we got an Aquaman movie that had his two biggest enemies in it and they both sucked? Kind of shocking. It's almost like Aquaman sucks, guys. Aquaman's just a shitty comic book character.
Bold strats.
Sorry. Not sorry.
From noted, you know what?
Is not a good director. I'll say that right now. I have not liked any of his movies except for maybe the first Conjuring.
Straight from the source, comic book expert, Caleb Coho. 5, 4,
Malignant's trash. Get over yourselves.
2, 1. Pens are down. Jesus. David?
Bell.
And Joe?
A bell.
I want to be just like him. Bell is correct. As we get into your ultimate question, barring a perfect round from Mr. Joseph Farrelly, there's the jinx potentially.
There's the jinx.
Don't call me Joseph. It's what my parents call me when I'm in trouble.
Well, you are in danger of a perfect round. I'll say that. Your 10th question is in Middle Earth. In Return of the King, which character speaks the final line of the film?
It's been pretty fantastic. But no, now I'm going to get Scott Harvey and all sorts of people just in my DMs yelling at me about my Malignant slander. Polyama's going to come for me.
This is why you mute people.
You want to know the only group chat I have muted? It's the illustrious Lucas and Zach chat. It's the only group chat I have muted. It's a group chat that exists with an exclusive 15-person group, but Zach and Lucas and everyone in there do not shut the fuck up. So I muted it.
3, 2, 1. That chat is legend. Pens are down. We will actually be starting with David for this one.
Sam.
And for a perfect round, Joe.
Samwise Gamgee.
Okay.
Perfect round for Joe Farrelly. So, you know what? Let's get the question out of the way, I suppose, before we do the thing. Your bonus question. Name both DC films that Will Arnett plays a supporting role in.
The Lego Batman movie and Jonah Hex.
Is it correct?
I will also count that as incorrect. The document says Jonah Hex and Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Being the two supporting roles he had.
Supporting.
Yeah. But as a perfect 10 questions, I will still give you your well-deserved dab. So, all right, we're going to go on to round number 2. In round number 2, we have 3 categories. Each player will choose one. Each question will be worth 2 points unless they feel unconfident about their answer. Then we'll check down to multiple choice, worth exactly 1 point. No repeats were used in the previous round, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Your categories for today are the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, Sci-Fi Killers, and Middle Earth. The score, I have it as coming out of round number 1, is 6-10, favoring Joe. So, Joe, you have control of the board. So you get the option of whether you want to take your questions first or second, as well as...
Did I miss 4?
Oh, sorry, 7.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
My slashes are a little too close together. 7-10, 3-point lead. Your categories, once again, Middle Earth, Sci-Fi Killers, and MCU. Joe, you have control of the board. Answer first. Choose first. What would you like to do?
I'll stick with the old reliable of answer first. There will be a match, I think, where strategically it might be beneficial to let my opponent choose first. I just don't feel that this is it. So I will also choose first, and I will choose the Middle Earths.
Middle Earth is off of the board. We go now to David, who will be answering second. Do you do the categories?
No, I thought he was going to say today is not this day.
Should have done.
You should. I'm going to go. Fuck it, MC.
MCU is off the board. We will be going to sci-fi killers. Should we need to in round 5?
Mhm.
All right. I mean, it is kind of a hard spot because I think I hate the MCU, and Ko is not like the biggest fan of Middle Earth. So I guess we'll probably just.
I love the MCU.
Yeah, I hate the MCU. So
Oh,
like,
I thought you said I hate the MCU. I was like,
No,
wait,
I hate the MCU.
Oh, well then you take
And you-
take the ones with hobbits and dwarves and elves and shit, and I'll take the good movies.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Who has elves?
Joe, that's true. I guess what do we do now? You know what? We're probably gonna stay here. 5 questions for Joe in Middle Earth, Middle Earth. I think it's actually how it's pronounced. Your first question: what is the name of Bard's oldest child in the Hobbit films?
Bane.
That is incorrect. So we go to David for a 2-point steal.
I thought it was Bane. Oh shit! Idiot?
5. That is also incorrect. We were looking for Sigrid.
Damn it.
I didn't know which one was older.
All right. Second question. What does Sam tell Faramir is the reason Boromir died in the Two Towers?
The ring drove his brother mad.
I'll accept that for 2 points.
Yeah.
Third question. In Fellowship of the Ring, it's revealed that Isildur's diary says that every member of his bloodline shall be bound to what specifically?
What's the choice?
All right. Is it A, a blood oath, B, the fate of the ring, C, Isildur's destiny, or D, a sacrificial rite?
B. Bravo. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. Fourth question. What is the name of the beacons in Minas Tirith which Pippin lights in Return of the King?
Amon Din.
That is correct for 2 points.
You know what? That is fine.
And your fifth and final question. In Desolation of Smaug, which of the dwarves initially gives less than needed to pay Bard for transportation to Lake Town?
Gloin.
And that is correct for 2 points, bringing Joe's total to 17, I believe. All right, as we get to 5 questions from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU.
Worst case scenario, tie game.
All right, your questions in the MCU. First question. In Spider-Man Far From Home, Ned tells MJ that Peter's plan in Europe is to collect tiny versions of what object?
Multiple choice.
Your options are A, action figures, B, dolls, C, flowers, or D, spoons.
Answer repeat in 5, 4,
Can you repeat the option?
2. Yeah.
Surely. Your options are A, action figures, B, dolls, C, flowers, or D, spoons.
You say spoons, right? You're saying that, right?
That is the word I am
Okay.
saying correct, yes. Just want to be sure.
I am going to say, yeah, I'm going to stick with the spoons.
That's correct for 1 point. Your second question. Which MCU film features a faked death inside of a prison?
Answer repeat in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
Your
1.
question again. Which MCU film features a faked death inside of a prison?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
I mean, multiple
One.
choice.
Your options are A, Iron Man 2, B, Captain America the Winter Soldier, C, Ant-Man, or D, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Iron Man 2.
That's correct for 1 point. Your third question. In Black Widow, what does Yelena give to Natasha before they part ways at the end of the film?
Her vest.
Her god-awful vest is correct. For 2 points. Your fourth question. What is the name of the device used by the Guardians to fly in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Aero Rig, B, Sky Rig, C, Aero Pack, or D, Sky Pack?
Ha. A.
A is correct for 1 point. And your final question. In Captain America Civil War, when Clint goes to retrieve Wanda, he tells her he was supposed to take his kids to do what activity?
Mm. Okay, multiple choice.
Your options are A, fishing, B, hunting, C, skydiving, or D, water skiing.
A again.
A is incorrect. Joe, the chance to 1 point steal. Your options are A, fishing, B, hunting, C, skydiving, or D, water skiing.
My head was something to do with snow, so water skiing was close enough. Final answer.
Water skiing is correct for a 1 point steal, which makes it 18-12 in favor of Joe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I have. All right. So at the end of round number 2, 18-12 is the score favoring Joe, and we will be getting into round number 3, the opponent's choice round. For this round, each player will give their opponent a category and 5 questions to answer anyway. Each question will be worth 2 points. There will be no option of multiple choice. There will also be no stealing. Joe, you have control of the board. Just like round number 2, would you like to answer your questions first or second? And what would you like to give David?
I think I'll go second this time. And just remind me what's available.
Absolutely. Your categories are Marvel, DCEU, Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, and the Wizarding World.
I was thinking Star Wars, but I think I'll just go DC.
All right. DC is off the board. All right. And David, you'll be answering your questions first, but do you need the categories written out?
Yeah.
All right. Your categories are... Your categories are Where are we? Sorry. The DCEU, Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, and the Wizarding World.
Marvel, not DC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yes.
I guess let's go Marvel.
I thought this is where this was going.
That was my fear.
Yeah. So, David, 5 questions. In the category of DC. Your first question. In Superman, what year does Clark Kent land on Earth? Answer or repeat in 5, 4, 3.
1938.
Is incorrect. We're looking for 1951.
Okay.
Second question. Who voices Voldemort in the Lego Batman movie? Answer repeat in 5,
Ray Fiennes.
4. That would have made a lot of sense, but that is incorrect. We were looking for.
He's right there.
We were looking for Eddie Izzard.
Right.
Third question. What sector do Abin Sur and Hal Jordan protect in Green Lantern?
Two 814.
2 points.
Ah.
All right. Fourth question. Where did Vicki Vale travel to photograph a revolution in 1989's Batman?
Corto Maltese.
2 points.
Without hesitation.
And your fifth question.
It's in a newer DC movie.
Fifth question, final question. What kind of location does Alice run to call her employers for help in 1982's Swamp Thing?
So it's a gas station, right?
And that is correct for 2 points. Bringing your
Nice
total
game.
to 18 points.
I think that well.
And we turn it over to Caleb for 10 questions. And Mark.
All right, your questions in Marvel. How many years after the first film is Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance set?
Oh, it's 4.
It is 8 years. 8 years. Your second question. What specifically is Alexei Sestevich and his crew stealing at the start of The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Plutonium.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. In Kingsman, The Golden Circle, it is revealed that Harry wanted to be what specific profession before entering the military?
A lepidopterist.
That is correct for 2 points.
They collect butterflies like M in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
There you go. And your fourth question. What is the name of the prison that Wade and Russell are taken to in Deadpool 2?
The Icebox.
That is correct for 2 points. And your last question. Who plays Talbot in Hulk?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat.
Question again. Who plays Talbot in Hulk?
Answer repeat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nah.
Nothing.
You were Josh Lucas.
I knew I had Lucas.
So we currently sit 24-18, I believe, is the score in favor of Joe. which I believe continues it to be a 6-point gap.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, we both hit 6, I think. Yeah.
I believe they hit the same amount.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I've had half the
That was so awful.
Nothing more nerve-wracking than going through that again. That experience.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I see what I was missing. Yep. 24-18. Joe maintains a 6-point lead as we get into the secondary whiteboard round. In this round, we have 5 questions from just like 5 categories. We just have them. Each one will be worth 1 point. However, if one of the competitors has an incorrect answer written down on their board, we will take away one of their precious points. Correct answer is still worth 1 point.
You know what the score will be if I miss and you hit?
Now, Joe. In blank board indicates no answer, meaning no points, won or lost. You will still have to show your board no matter what. One repeat has been used on both sides. Your first question. In Guardians of the Galaxy, how many units does Gamora plan on selling the orb to the Collector for? Selling the orb to the Collector for.
It's very difficult to say. Tongue twister. Man, I still got to power through the Broadway melody before our show.
So sorry.
I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it faster than normal speed just because of time constraints.
That is the way I'd recommend it because it's not a good movie. Gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We will go to David.
No.
No answer. We go to Joe.
That's correct. 4 billion.
That is correct for a point.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right, your question next. Which Wizarding World film was the first to feature usage of the spell Stupefy? Now, since it's a 7-point game, this question.
Yeah. David needs to perhaps risk some of these.
Risk it
Because he
or
runs the risk
side
of he runs the risk of getting knocked out, which would be a shame.
the proverbial biscuit must be risked for.
5, 4,
As they say.
3, 2. I love fired up. 1.
Repeat that.
Pens
that
are down.
please.
Okay, that is actually David's second repeat.
Which Wizarding World film was the first to feature usage of the spell Stupefy?
Yeah, I love fired up. It's great.
That's great.
David, I know you were getting for the eraser. Just do these your hands.
Show me your hands. Show me those
All right.
hands.
Answer or repeat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. We go to Joe.
Goblet of Fire.
And we go to David.
Goblet of Fire.
Incorrect, both of you. We have at this point
Order
Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix.
Look,
Yeah.
I know it doesn't really make a difference, but I'll throw in the challenge. When the auras arrive at the Wizarding World Cup, they fire a Stupefy spell they all shout it at pretty much the same time. It was literally on about 2 hours before we started recording.
All right, we reviewed the videotape. It was easy. It's on HBO Max. HBO Max, great service. And actually, when the auras arrive at the remains of the Quidditch World Cup, some of them actually do use Stupefy. So technically speaking, both are correct. Both will be getting a point. Good shit. As we get into your third question, who composed the score for all 3 1990s TMNT films?
We love those damn turtles. I don't. Fuck them turtles. I don't care.
Nah.
Never.
These are the
understood
ones that I constantly push to. Do we need this here? I don't think we need this here, do we? No.
I don't think we need here. Yeah. Just me. If I were, important to the league.
If it weren't for that darn T-Skulls. All right, we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. David
I don't remember.
and Joe.
John DePrez.
That is correct for a point.
Your next question comes to you. There's no category. So in Suicide Squad, in Suicide Squad, who convinces Slipknot to try to escape in Midway City, causing his death?
You just said the first part really quickly. I was like, what?
My apologies.
I have a bigger problem when I click with Skrillex. Oh, sorry. What are we doing?
You're having a concert on your own over there. That's what
Anyway, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens are down. Joseph
A role I actually like Jai Courtney in, Captain Boomerang.
and David.
Captain Boomerang.
It's all mind games, mate.
That's correct.
That is correct. And your final question. In The Dark Knight Rises, what is the name of the program Selina tries to acquire from Daggett in order to erase her identity?
Currently sitting in an 8-point game, 28-20, I believe.
This is true. All right. Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The pens are down. We go to David
Clean slate.
and go to Joe.
Clean slate program.
Both are correct. So I have the scores coming out of round number 4 at 21-29.
That is indeed what I have.
Dope. So it comes down to round number 5. In round number 5, that one category from before, it will now come back into play as we have a potential 2, 3, and 5 point question to determine who is going to leave this here video as the reigning Untitled Geek singles champion. The category, as I have it, will be the
Nope,
Sci-Fi Killers. I have MCU written down on my board from the thing before. That's what I read. Sci-Fi Killers. Joe, you have control of the board. Would you like set 1 or 2?
Set 1.
Set 1. David will get set 2. 1 repeat used for Joe. 2 repeats have been used for David. The challenges are still in play should we need them. So we will start with David for 2 points. Who plays Annalee Call in Alien Resurrection?
Winona Ryder.
That is correct for 2 points. Still not out of it yet. For 3 points, what does the Predator do when he challenges Dutch to a fight at the end of Predator? All right, any answer or repeat in 5, 4, 3.
You know what the fuck? Repeat it. I don't.
All right, that is the last repeat. What does the Predator do when he challenges Dutch to a fight at the end of Predator? He needs to hit this.
I'm going to say.
5, 4.
Remove his armor.
That is correct for 3 points. All right. Not out of it even still. You do need to hit the 5-point question to send it back to Joe and avoid the technical knockout for 5 points. In Alien 3, what does Clemens tell Ripley he did during his residency that caused the deaths of some of his patients?
So he prescribed the wrong dose of painkillers. Painkillers.
That is
for
correct.
5 points.
No TKOs. And I
No
believe now that puts
TKOs
him
today.
31 to 29,
what do I have?
going back to Joe.
Joe can tie with just the 2, and then we'll need to hit the 3 or the 5 to win.
I'll have to hit either the 3 or the 5 to win this. Your 2-pointer, you have set 1. Who plays John Connor in Terminator Genesis?
Jason Clarke.
Correct to tie the game, 31-31. Either of his next 2 will win him the game. If not, it goes to sudden death. So
2 repeats. Yeah.
Yep, I believe so, yes. Your 3-pointer. What are the names of the ancient aliens who are allegedly Earth's creators in Prometheus?
Engineers.
And your winner and new ONTL Geek Singles Champion of the World, Joe Farrelly. Joe has recaptured the belt. He is now the Omni Champion, I believe. The unified champion over here. In a fantastic game, a fantastic performance by both players. Let's get Joe out of here for just 1 second as we talk to today's unwinner, David Garcia, who just put on, kind of a comeback performance, having to hit the 2, the 3, and the 5, and it looked like for a second you didn't know the 3. That's
I know.
a real problem.
I know. I am actually thinking that maybe I should have taken Sci-Fi Killers in round 2, but I don't know. It is what it is. As I said, I did pretty well in the MCU round. At least in my mind, against Robert, and I was like, I could try, and because I knew, again, this was one match that the champion's advantage would be very important, because there was no way I was going to be ahead in round 1. I figured if I could just try and tie Joe, I could take Middle Earth, even though those Middle Earth questions were a little harder than I thought. But yeah, Joe clearly came in with a game plan. He followed through, and the opponent's choice round went better than I thought, because I had been watching some DC for Robert, but yeah, I guess some of those, yes, I didn't get to it, but I'm happy with how I performed today. I think with maybe a little more, I don't know, prep time, or I could give Joe a better fight next time. But I think there is a chance where I can be here again after the tournament, because I think this whole set of matches that I played, like, the team's title match, the title match against Robert, and this particular title match gave me a boost of confidence of saying, okay, I can pretty much hang now. I know. Yes, I had a tough MCU round, but Joe didn't sweep his round 2 either, and we both missed a lot in opponent's choice. So it's like, I think I am there. I think this kind of settled me when I can consider myself now to be in this level, and I really want to play Geek again consistently, because I love this format, and I haven't been playing Geek consistently for a while now.
Well, I have good news on that account, because at this point, the tournament is coming up very soon, and at 3-1, you'll be probably pretty highly ranked in the tournament. So there's probably a few matches coming up your way. So David, well fought, well played. We'll be seeing you.
Yeah.
And today's winner and new ONTL Geek Singles Champion of the World, Joe Farrelly, unifying the crowns. The British do love crowns, I guess. So you look very happy. You look very pleased with yourself.
yeah, I'm a little bit caught out a little bit because I wasn't really sure how I'd feel when I came into this community several years ago. Now, it was just something for fun because I love movies and I could answer questions about them, and then it started off, with the face off, and it's where I sort of met specifically mostly, you, Spence, and David, Alex, and I was really sort of welcomed in by you, and then when it sort of transferred over and I joined fandom, people like Nick and Tim and Coho, it was just sort of once I got a new team partner, it was more welcoming, but in David, and yeah, it's just quite a surprise just to be in this position now where even if it's just for a few days, I have everything I've been really playing for. I mean, I play in singles, but I'm never trying really to win the matches. That's where I really go for fun. And the last couple of years, the Geek and the fandom have become a bit more than fun. I still have fun, but they've become something I've been really competitive in. And people like you, the people who run this league, have been so welcoming of me, and people like David and Eli, people I've been teammates with. You're all just great people. I'm really just sort of speechless about having seven titles that people are all going to start hunting me down for starting next week. But even if it's just for a few days, just to have everything at once is very special. And I don't really know where I can go from here. And sometimes that makes you think, do you really want to do this anymore? And to be honest, I'm absolutely buzzing, and I want to keep doing this because I get to hang out with you people, you lot on these chats, and when we're not answering questions, the stuff we talk about beyond behind the scenes, just going off on tangents about movies or the community itself. It's a wonderful thing to happen, and I love being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've said it. It's been very well publicly documented. When after I think we first met, I said, "Man, that guy's going to be a champion." And here you are, sitting with all of the gold, outside of all those other lovely leagues. To have you here as a champion of ONTL, a well-deserved champion, a fitting champion. We're very proud of you, Joe. We're very happy for you, Joe. And I just you interrupted me last time, but it does appear that we do have a title picture for you, not just a tournament, but I mean, anyone on the horizon you're looking forward to play?
I mean, it's becoming quite a predictable thing to say now. I think people are saying it across the leagues, and it is Brittany. I think out of everybody that's sort of coming into this community that I haven't played one-on-one, I think Brittany is one of the most standout players in Geek and fandom, and she is a champion in the making, and it won't be long before she has a title, and I want to be there whether I'm hosting it or her opponent. I want to be there to see it, because I think there's nothing greater than seeing someone's first match and seeing where they go from there. And I think everybody who runs leagues and writes leagues here is watching Brittany very closely to see what she's going to do, because she's going to do something special. And I love playing a match. We test a lot of documents with her, as you know, and she crushes it every time, including title matches. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd love to be first in line to see that match. So to that day, and to this on the day that Joe became the Omni champion. I don't know how often we'll get to use that, but today we'll use it. Congratulations, Joe. Well fought, well played, and well deserved. Your new champion, Joe Farrelly. I'm gonna get you out of here. We're gonna close the show. Mr. Coho, thank you so much for stepping up for me. It's kind of on short notice, but I really appreciate it. It was a hell of a game played by both players. David showing that he is very much on the level, still is one of the most dangerous players in the world. But the man to beat, as it turns out, still is Joe Farrelly once again. He now holds all the gold, and now everyone must try and take it from him. Which, good luck to everyone that's going to try and do that. I'll have to try and slow down Brittany's ascent in that little picture we've got going on. I'll have to try it, but I don't know. We'll see what I can do. fucking great leagues. I love this shit. I love Geek. So for everybody here, we're gonna skip the long outro. This has been a long enough video. New champion.
See you later,
that.
you fucks.
Yeah. Anyway, bye.
Bye.